Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the GMAT. We have been solving GMAT math problems out of this book here, GMAT Review, the official guide, the 13th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 285. Page 285, the very last problem on the page, problem number 120 is what we are about to do. And today is our lesson number 160. In problem number 120, we are told that a certain bookcase has two shelves of books. On the upper shelves, on the top shelves, we are told that the books, on the top shelf, we are told that the book with the most pages has 400 pages. On the upper shelf, the book with the greatest number of pages has 400 pages. On the lower shelf, the book with the least number of pages has 475 pages. On the bottom shelves, the book with the least number of pages has 475 pages. The question simply is, what is the median number of pages of all the books there that are on the two shelves? Let's see what they give us, okay? In the first statement, they tell us that there are 25 books on the top shelf. 25 books on the top shelves. Simply knowing that there are 25 books on the top shelf and knowing absolutely nothing at all as to how many books there are altogether, in other words, not knowing at all how many books are on the second shelf, is not going to enable us to find the median. Because in order to find the median, we have to line them up from the least number of pages to the most number of pages, all the books. Therefore, we need to know how many are on the second shelf and then find the one that falls right in the smack in the middle. That's what median means. Median means half the books are going to be on the left of it, and half the books are going to be on the right of it. But we cannot do that until we know how many books there are altogether, and for that we need to know how many books there are on the second shelf. They don't tell us that. The first statement by itself is not enough. It's not sufficient. There is nothing wrong to say it's not enough, but let's stick with the terminology that they use. It's not sufficient data. Sufficiency. It is not sufficient data. Therefore, A, D, B, C, E. Since the first statement by itself is not sufficient, the answer cannot be A or D. It will have to be either B, C, or E. Let's look at second statement. Let's see what they tell us in the second statement. In the second statement, they tell us that there are 24 books on the bottom shelves. 24 books on the bottom shelves. Again, by itself, simply knowing that there are 24 books on the bottom shelves and knowing nothing at all as to how many books there are on the top shelf, it doesn't do any good. It's not sufficient. Therefore, the answer also cannot be B. Let's put them together. When we put the statement 1 and statement 2 together, now we know that there are 24 books on one shelf, 25 books on the other shelf. There are altogether 49 books total, which means the median is going to be such that there are going to be 24 books to the left of it, 24 books to the right of it. 24 plus 24 is 48, and then the 49th, which is the middle book there, the 25th book. So here's what it looks like. Let's do it on the top. Let's erase everything. Let's do it from the top. Let's clean up the blackboard. So this is what it looks like. Here's our top shelf with 24 books, but we are told there are altogether actually 25 books on the top shelf. So that's your 25th book right here. 25th book on the top shelf. And then we have bottom shelves with other 24 books. And the 24 books. Now the question is, how are we going to find the median number of pages? Oh, very simple, very straightforward. We have to arrange all the books from the least number of pages to the most number of pages. The problem here is that we do not know the number of pages of each individual books. We do not know the number of pages of each of the individual 49 books. But we do not need to know the exact number of pages of every single book. What we have to understand here is that we are told in the problem that the top shelf, on the top shelf, the book with the most pages has 400 pages. On the top shelf, one more time, if you were, what they're telling you is that if you were to arrange all the books on the top shelf from the least number of pages, to the most number of pages, if you were to arrange them in order from book number 1 to book number 25, then the book with the most pages, we are told, is 400 pages. And similarly, we're going to have to arrange all the books on the bottom shelves from the least number of pages to most number of pages. But the least number of pages is going to be the 26th book here. 26th book, which is the very first book on the bottom shelf, and we are told that this one has 475 pages. And every other book on the bottom shelf has more pages. We do not need to know exactly what the number of pages are exactly in each of those books. We do know for a fact that every single book on the bottom shelf, other than the very first one, has more pages than 475, because we are told in the second statement, or rather we are told in the problem, that on the bottom shelf the book with the least number of pages has 475 pages. So this is 475 pages, which means the difference between the book with the most number of pages on the top shelf and the book with the least number of pages on the bottom shelf happens to be actually 75 pages, but there is no interest to us. What interests us is the fact that this is the 25th book, and this is the median, because there are 24 to the left of it, 24 to the right of it. This is smack in the middle, and it has 400 pages, and therefore that's our median. The median is 400. So the bottom line is, putting the two statements together, information from the two statements together, does enable us to be able to answer the question. The question was, what is the median number of pages of all the books? The answer is 400. And therefore, two statements together are sufficient. The answer is C. There is sufficient data if you want to put the two statements together, but not each by individual, not each by itself. Okay? The answer is C. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.